Hi everyone, Gerard here, back to you with another video on taxation. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to compute corporate income tax under the CREATE law. Based on CREATE law, the corporate income tax rate has been reduced. Now take note of the applicability of the effective rates. In this video, I'm going to be talking about also minimum corporate income tax, so I suggest you watch my video discussion on MCIT. Timestamps are right here for you to easily navigate through the video. Now I suggest you slow down or pause the video for you to analyze the content. So here is the matrix to the new income tax rates applicable to the different kinds of corporations. In general, domestic corporations have a 25% rate effective July 1, 2020, whereas the applicable MCIT is reduced from July 1, 2020 to June 30, 2023. Afterwards, the rate will be 2%. For corporations with net taxable income not exceeding 5 million and total assets not exceeding 100 million, this excludes the land on which the particular business entity's office, plant and equipment are situated. 20% is now the applicable rate. For MCIT, it is the same as mentioned earlier. The updated rates of proprietary educational institutions and hospitals, as they are some of the industries greatly affected by the pandemic. For these particular entities, if the gross income from unrelated trade, business, or other activities exceeds 50% of the total gross income derived from all sources, the tax prescribed on domestic corporations shall be imposed on the taxable income. Now for foreign corporations deriving income from all sources within the Philippines, generally, they will have a rate of 25%. The distinction lies in the effectivity dates. Take note also of the MCIT and its effectivity dates for foreign corporations. Now for us to understand these, let's have some illustrative problems. A retailer has a gross sales of 1.4 billion with cost of sales of 560 million and allowable deductions of 150 million for the calendar year 2021. Its total assets of 180 million as of December 31, 2021 per audited financial statements include the land costing 50 million and the building of 25 million in which the business entity is situated, with an aggregate amount of 75 million as fixed asset, assuming calendar year 2021 is the 5th year of the operation of the corporation. So for our first illustration, the requirement is to compute the income tax due for the taxable year. The income tax shall be whichever is higher between regular rate and MCIT. It shall be computed as follows. From the gross sales, we will deduct the cost of sales. We will deduct also the allowed deductions under CREATE law, then multiply it with the updated tax rate of 25%. The tax due using the regular rate is 172,500,000. The corporation is already in its 5th year, so we will compare this with the computed MCIT, which is 1% of the gross income. 172,500,000 will be the tax due as this amount is higher than the MCIT. In our second illustration, a manufacturer has gross sales of 190 million for the calendar year 2021, its 2nd year of operation. Its total assets amounted to 50 million net of the value of the land of 6 million, where its manufacturing plant and the business operations are situated. Its cost of sales and allowable operating expense amounted to 100 million and 50 million respectively. To compute the tax due, similar to what we did in the previous illustrative problem, we will multiply the net taxable income with the regular rate of 25%. So the tax due is 10 million. Although the total assets net of the value of the land is less than 100 million, its net taxable income is above 5 million. Hence, the income tax rate is 25%, not subject to MCIT since it is in its 2nd year of operations. Given the same facts under illustration 2A, except for the allowable expenses, which amounted to 85 million, the net taxable income will be 5 million. With this, the income tax rate shall be 20% and the income tax due shall be 1 million. In both illustrations A and B, the MCIT shall not be applied since it is only the 2nd year of operation of the corporation. In our next illustration, the private school is a non-profit private educational institution with an issued permit to operate from the Commission on Higher Education or CHED. It is maintained and administered by a private domestic corporation under the Securities and Exchange Commission. The private school uses a fiscal year accounting ending July 31 of each year. On July 31, 2021, it recorded total gross receipts amounting to 18 million, of which 10 million came from education-related activities, while 8 million came from other unrelated business activities. Also, recorded cost of service and operating expenses from related and unrelated activities are as follows. Note that we need to scrutinize the related and unrelated activities. In our illustration, the educational institution is subject to an income tax rate of 1% since its gross income from unrelated activities did not exceed 50% of the gross income. Therefore, the tax due is 1 million. In our next illustration, a private non-profit hospital has gross receipts of 15 million with a cost of 6 million and allowable deductions of 3,250,000 from related activities. While for unrelated activities, it incurred 5 million and 2 million as cost of sales and allowable deductions, respectively, with a gross income of 18 million for the calendar year 2021. Similar to our previous problem, we need to classify the related and unrelated activities. In this illustration, the unrelated activities are more than 50% of the total revenue, so the nonprofit hospital shall be subject to 25% regular rate. The tax due shall be 4,187,500. In our last problem, a corporation is registered as a Regional Operating Headquarter or ROHQ since 2015. For the taxable years 2020 to 2023, its operations show the following results. As shown, the regular rate of 25% shall be effective on January 1, 2022 for ROHQ. It will also be subject to MCIT beginning on the said date since the corporation started its operations way back in 2015. Therefore, the income tax due for 2022 is 3,987,500 as this is higher than the MCIT, whereas in 2023, it shall be 506,250 as the MCIT being the higher amount. And that's it. So let me know what you guys think about these updated income tax rates for corporation. I will be talking about more of Create Law in the future, so make sure you subscribe to that. Now, if you found this video very helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because it helps me create more videos like this. Hope you enjoy. I'll talk to you in the next one.